let's talk about this bar next. I know I'm going to get in trouble of how to pronounce this because one of the original garagistas is Italian and he always corrects me. Domori. Hopefully I got that right. Anyways, this is a Criollo 70% Chuao. So Chuao is a type of Criollo is the idea. We're not going to get into the varieties again here. But 70% two ingredient bar by a very traditional maker that's been making chocolate since the 90s for a very long time in Italy. And this two ingredient bar means just cacao and sugar, no added cocoa butter. So sometimes makers will add cocoa butter to a bar because they want to, well, it makes it easier to mold for one, just for practical reasons, but also it can really improve the mouthfeel and make for a very different experience of the chocolate if there's a little extra fat, especially in the lower percentages. So as you get higher percentage, and 80%, for example, you're going to have relatively more cocoa butter because there's more cocoa bean in there. So in this case, just two ingredients, and yet there is just no sacrifice here on the quality of the mouthfeel. It is absolutely a delicious bar. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but when you have a bar, the first thing you want to do is give it a smell. You want to get the aroma. Well, before that even, you want to look at the bar. So I showed you previously the color of the bar. So noticing that is going to tell you something about the origin, the varietal of the bar, potentially. This one has a lovely nose to it. It also has something that's kind of leaving me with a question mark, but smells delicious. The next thing you would do has to do with the snap. It's a fantastic snap. The newly snapped place is a good place to smell again because there's all these new aromas that are being released. And then put it in your mouth and let it melt. You can bite it a bit and then let it melt so that it speeds up the process a little bit. It's hard to do live. But this bar, I love Chuao as an origin. It does not disappoint. It has all kinds of flavors, but nothing too aggressive. The mouthfeel is spectacular on this bar. It's so creamy, which really has to do with particle size and then conching, the bringing together of all the pieces of the different particles is smoothly coated. They're all consistently coated with cocoa butter. And just such a crowd pleaser. For somebody, this is another one that if you have somebody who says they only like milk chocolate, you give them this bar. And they'll be like, oh, okay, maybe some dark chocolate can be really good. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, this company has been bought by Illy. But I think it's an example of how a big company can come in and buy a smaller company and allow them to continue to do their genius work. So to me, this is why I was interested in the Domori bar in our collection is like, is that possible? So many years later, let me try Domori, let me try their Chuao. It is an expensive bar. This cacao is expensive. But it really gives you a sense that this company, Domori, Gianluca, the brother who I guess was involved and maybe still involved, I think the sister's no longer involved, is still able to do what it is that Domori started out by doing and was the reason Illy bought them. And they're respecting that, it seems. Again, I have not done the deeper dive. All right, let's see what's next.